It's day 9 of 365 days. So, for the first 9 days, what have you done? What's been different? What's been fresh? What's been new? Or are you continuing with the same old 2022? Well, as a leader and manager, we have got to refresh how we lead and how we manage. Whether it's reignite, refresh, reset, reboot, and I mentioned that in a previous video. And if you are one of those leaders or managers that feels the need to do that, I'm here to help you out. In fact, I'd like to give you a challenge. I'd like for you to take the 45-day leadership refresh challenge. And, and to help you do that, I've created an assessment for you to take. In fact, okay, I'm so excited to share this assessment with you. Now, first thing I want to say is please don't let it overwhelm you because there's a lot in here. And as I've mentioned, these are the areas that have the most impact to your being a successful leader and manager. Another way you can look at this assessment is, and this is what my clients and I did, we took the areas that were the most troublesome areas consistently and then worked backwards. So if you're able to do these well, it will mitigate employee problems and you will in fact be distinct because trust me, I've been working with leaders and managers for 25 plus years in all over the world. And frankly, very few people do these exceptionally well. So you can take this assessment one of two ways. First of all, you can take it from just downloading. You'll be downloading this PDF, which is the full explanation of the distinct leader and these elements. So you can do it that way, or you can use a Google Sheet. So if you're used to or familiar with a Google Sheet, please remember you get the link to the sheet, but you've got to make a copy of it, make it your own copy. Please do not do the assessment based on just the link that you received. You got to make a copy of it. Okay. Now this is broken up into 3 core sections, and then after I get done sharing this, you'll see why because we put this into a blueprint. But it's basically self-management, which is a part of talent management, results management, and growth management. And you'll see those themes as we work through the assessment. So the first several are related to talent management, which includes yourself. Now, here's the thing. This assessment, this particular sheet, that's why we recommend you use this one, has a corresponding column where you can actually make notes so that you can, as things occur to you, this is like could be a running stream of consciousness. You can use this section however you want, but it's to explain your answer and particularly think of a potential improvement action that you can do. And so that's why we created this sheet the way we did. So first of all, you're going to be looking at, okay, do I have a vision beyond my job description? Am I clear on who I am and how I want to lead? Do I do I take that vision and have I defined goals associated with that, goals and outcomes related to that vision? And these references strategic planning, blah, blah, blah. To be a distinct leader, you've got to see what you can accomplish beyond your job description. Number 3 is, am I personally effective in then executing the goals? Can I turn those goals into tactical action? And do I actually achieve those? And then do I set an example for productivity and results? Then that's the me part in terms of me effectiveness. Then we look at, that's talent management, really part A. Part B is your relationship with people. And that is, do you have an effective, positive working with rapport with people? Are you clear on what each team member can contribute and how they perform? Are you getting your return on investment with each team member? Are you clear on the expectation? Okay, so that's a talent management piece. Now we get into results management. And this is really important. Are you clear on the needed expectations and results within tight time cycles? You want to see time as an asset, time as a business partner. And so really how you work with time and tying time to activity and results is a critical piece of leadership and management effectiveness. And then how do you foster team accountability in that team connectiveness, team engagement, team productivity and responsibility, and you're creating a culture of shared responsibility and tactics, activity and tactics. And that goes to the next one is, do you and your team track and measure activity related to those? Because you want to do two things. You want to track activity, and then you track and measure, and then you want to assess that activity. Because you tracking without assessing it, what's the point of it? So these really go hand in hand. That's why I separated these out, because they're two separate functions. And then through that assessment, you foster continuous improvement. And that should be highly collaborative. You're fostering the improvement of process, of performance, of the contribution. You're doing cross-training, problem solving, creative thinking. And that in that way, you're cultivating and growing the capacity and capability of your team. By the way, if you're doing process improvement, that should automatically translate into performance improvement for each of your team members as well as growing capacity and capabilities. And then, do you monitor morale? Do you take time to acknowledge, recognize the contributions of and reward of your team members? And I have a special um, article for that. That if you become part of the cohort, we can share that with you as well. And then, are you strategically growing? As you're growing capacity, as you're growing capabilities, are you pushing? And do you have BHAGs, big, hairy, audacious goals? Are you expanding your ability to take on more? And I mean that means, or more or better. Can I serve clients better? Can we take on new clients? If you're growing capacity capability, you should be able to do that. The real challenge comes in is when leaders want to do that without growing the capacity and capabilities of their teams, and then teams are overwhelmed. So, and that's why we have this assessment and why we have the blueprint, which we'll talk about subsequently, because really that's what's going to help you achieve all these things. All right. So there you have it. And you can take it online, or you can take it through the PDF. And I will look forward to hearing your results related to your um, findings, and specifically related to your action plan. Now, my goal for you is Jumpstarter, reignite your leadership and management passion with a very clear, specific focus on how you can make the best and most improvement, measurable improvement, in the shortest period of time. So I invite you to take the 45-day challenge. Now, so what you'll do is not only do you have the assessment, but you have a complete, thorough explanation of the assessment. Now, here's the thing. The assessment is tied to our leadership and management development blueprint. It's been crafted very carefully through real-time interaction with clients. We've identified the 9 key areas that, if not attended to, cause the most problems or cause leadership and management ineffectiveness. So if you can nip these in the bud, build a leadership and management infrastructure, then you are well on your way to having successful and sustainable leadership success. Now, here's the bonus tip. If you are a leader leading leaders, I encourage you to use this assessment with your team. Use it as part of your strategic planning, as a part of their professional development, and as a part of your overall effectiveness in leading leaders. So I want to challenge you to take the 2023 Leadership Refresh 45-day challenge, because you want to be your best and model your best and give your team the tools they need to really kick in and ramp up the productivity and the feeling of success and get over any kind of hangover there is to 2023.